Close your eyes and turn inside. Connecting with your spine, with your breath. So what is happiness? If we're looking for something, we have to have a correct understanding where to find it. Because if we look in the wrong place, then you never find what you're looking for. Or if you're looking for the wrong thing, if you think you're looking for a certain type of bird, but you misunderstand about the color of the bird and the habits of the bird, where the bird is living, but you're sitting every day watching, waiting, you think the bird is going to come. But you don't know what the bird looks like. You don't know the sound of the bird. You don't know the habitat, the habits of the bird. How will you find the bird? So first we must be clear. Everyone says, I want to be happy. The purpose of life, goal of life is happiness. Okay, it's a fair statement. So what is happiness? What does happiness look like? What does happiness taste like? Most people will say happiness is when you get something that you want, something that you like. I get a new car, a new job, a new wife, a new husband, or some big celebration is happiness. Or if I win, I'm playing someone, I win, then happiness. I win the war, happiness. But we have to examine, because very often we want so badly this something, a watch, a vacation, a car, anything. But then as soon as we get that thing, something changes, and either the happiness turns into fear of losing that thing, or happiness turns into kind of like a indifference. That watch, that car is not, don't care about it anymore. Now I'm looking for the next thing. What else can I get? I want something more. Means never enough. No matter how good it is, never good enough. Never long enough, never big enough, never whatever, never enough. So is this happiness, this temporary moment of excitement? Is happiness excitement? Momentary excitement? This is like eating sugar. Right? Eating sugar, you have a sugar. Then you feel excited. Is that happiness? Right? This is not happiness. It's a temporary intoxication, like a high, like drunk. We win the game, drunk. I get the car, I'm drunk for a moment. But it would seem that very shortly after, we have the come down and then the hangover. And again, I'm begging for happiness from the people around me, from the objects of the world. It can never give that. It never can give, only for a moment. So happiness is not this momentary excitement. What the yogis say is that happiness is when you don't need anything, not needing, not wanting. Like you eat a good meal, you feel full. That fullness, that contentment of not needing anything, nothing is missing, nothing is needed. That peace, that wholeness is happiness. It's a stable state of being. It's not a temporary spike, not a peak, the peaks and valleys. But happiness is that to be grounded, to be present in that state of not needing anything, not wanting anything. Because you're already full. And so we see that no amount of chasing after the objects of the world or begging from people, people doing what we want whenever we want, this is not happiness. And so happiness is not outside in the objects of the world. It's not in the past or the future, in these ideas and thoughts and words. The word apple is not an apple. You can't eat the word apple. It's just a mind. It's just a mind game. So happiness is not in the mind, not in the past, not in the future, not in the objects. Happiness is a state of being, a state of enough-ness. I am enough. Life is enough. Mesin tijia ni ga da atijia da jaga da chamyo ta jenki chaban da jenki chonang da. So how can we experience that state of fullness, wholeness, enoughness? And by being in tune. When you're in tune, when your body is in tune, your blood, your nervous system, your organs, your cells, your inner rhythm, when your heart and mind are in tune, like music, when people are playing together, when they're playing together in the same rhythm, in the same melody, this is in tuneness. And so that's why we recommend, and this is a hypothesis, and that is it possible to be in tune? I think yes, it's possible. So is it possible that we can do something in order to be in tune? Otherwise, we just have to cross our fingers and hope, just wait. Maybe, like the clock. Even when the clock is wrong, twice a day it will be correct. So either we just cross our fingers and hope that we wake up and be a little more centered, a little more grounded, or we can learn from the sports players and musicians that through a certain training, it's not a rocket science, but the same training that you do at the beginning level of tennis or basketball or football or any sport, and at the very advanced level is the same training that they're doing. The same drills and exercise, the same mechanics, how to move, how to kick, how to shoot. The same basic training is done at the beginning and at the highest level. And so if we do the necessary training in order to master whatever's needed, and then take time to warm up before playing, then this is the way that they achieve that kind of mastery, that effortless mastery. Even a player who is born with someone like a virtuoso, musician, or a sports player, still undergoes the same training. They don't skip. They don't skip the training, they don't skip the warm-up. Even someone at the highest level, who's born with incredible talent and skill, is going to undergo the same training and warm-up and tuning process. And this is what allows them to be at that level, in the flow. To be in the flow, that effortless mastery. And so if we apply the same thing into being yourself, we take for granted about being myself. But because since we were young, we've been trying to be someone else. We've been trying to be what the society is telling us, what our parents are telling us, what the TV and advertising is telling us, trying to please others. And it started very young. What I saw is that even in the infant stage, when we're infants, and it's time to eat, the parents think, okay, not time to eat, but you're not hungry. You don't feel hunger. But they're telling you, you're supposed to be hungry. And if you don't listen to them but follow your own impulse, they get very angry. They make a negative face. But if you agree with them and do whatever they tell you, then they give you good, positive feedback and reinforcement. So eating, sleeping now, not tired, but time to sleep. But my internal signal says I'm not tired. But then they make me feel bad about that. So okay, if I do what they tell me, then they give me positive feedback. Eating, sleeping, and going to the toilet. The three most basic functions of life. Then we're taught from very young age to ignore our own internal signal. And we learn to people please. This is pre-mental. This most basic relationship. I only know this because in Cambodia they don't do that. They allow the child to be in its own rhythm. I was shocked. Then second thing they do is take you and put you in a separate room. Separated from the vibration, from the smell, from of the mother and father. And so the nervous system becomes distraught, incredible trauma. And then you cry yourself to sleep, you learn you just have to give up. You just cry till you give up. Eventually you give up. And they say, now the child is independent. No, I only learned, because in Cambodia, I didn't know. In Cambodia, I still sleep with my son. It's the most blissful part of my day, to get into bed and to cuddle up and have that vibration. It's such waves of bliss and love and so many incredible hormones. It's so incredible, not just for the child, but one of the best parts of fatherhood for me has been that connection that happens in nighttime, when we're not in our personality and ego, but just in that field. But so we're cut off from that. So all our nervous system is shot. And you're not more independent, less independent, because this feeling of abandonment in the nervous system. Then all the time, all life, difficult to sleep. The levels of insomnia in the civilized world are so high. Constipation and insomnia are so high in the civilized world. So this is what we're up against. And then it just compounded from there with the school and the job and all this advertising and everything. So how can you be yourself under these conditions? We don't trust our own internal signal. We've ignored them. We're not even listening to our internal signals anymore. But watching everyone else, do they approve of me? Am I good enough? You can't. It's almost impossible to be yourself under these conditions. So that's why it requires training. We have to train. We have to remember. We have to unprogram, and then train ourselves to listen to our inner knowing, our intuition. How does that intuition express itself? Not with words and ideas and all this, but with a kind of feeling, right? Like, for example, someone is singing, you're walking in the park, someone is singing very beautifully, and you feel, like this. Very nice feeling. A kind of expansive, then you keep walking, then someone else is singing out of tune. Oh, it's so, you feel this, like a contraction. So every moment you're feeling this or contraction. With every word, every idea, every face, every moment these likes and dislikes are attached to every perception. But most is filtered out unconsciously, subconsciously. And so this is the voice of the intuition. It's not words, ideas. It's or like this. And so you have to listen. In order to listen, you have to be quiet. So first thing, you have to be very quiet and remove all the ideas from the mind. All the ideas were put there by someone else. All the ideas are put there by society, by our parents, and it's all wrong. Everyone is so lost. How can we listen to this? The religious leaders, the movie stars, the politicians. But our mind is filled with their ideas, filled with these Disney stories of how everything's going to work out, and the Prince Charming, and this and that. How can you be yourself under these conditions? So that's why we recommend to take a little time to do the necessary training, whatever it takes. Dedicate a little time each day to warm up, to tune yourself, to tune your instrument, if it's possible. This you have to find out. I can say with certainty that it is possible, but don't believe me. Look at me, I'm just as crazy as everyone else. So you have to investigate, you find out for yourself what it means to be in tune with life, to be in rhythm with life, to be in rhythm with your breath, with your nervous system, with your heartbeat, with your blood, your hormones. This is happiness. To be present, to be yourself is happiness. To be at home in yourself. And the best news is that you can't know what that is. It's not a definition, it's not like an obituary. To know yourself is to be yourself. It has nothing to do with any stories or words or ideas. All the ideas are just a tiny fragment. Any idea, the story about myself is one little tiny speck of what myself is. I pick and choose little parts, the worst parts, and then I'm so terrible. Right? Or the best parts, and I'm so great. Both of these are selfish. We have misunderstanding. They think selfish is to think I'm great. To think I'm terrible is just as selfish. Just as egotistical. I am great and I am terrible is the same. So we pick and choose little pieces. Is that myself? I did this once upon a time and this person said this to me. Is that myself? It's nothing. It's the dust on the surface of myself. Myself is infinite. I'm living into that. I'm discovering that moment by moment. So you can't know yourself with the words and ideas. But to know yourself means to be yourself. Spontaneously, naturally, without thinking, without planning. What you have to plan is to be someone else. All of life is being itself. Imagine the mango tree. What should I eat today? How should I look? Are my leaves pretty enough? When should I flower? It's crazy. Life is 100% being itself. So all this effort, all this planning is to be something else, to be what we think we're supposed to be what the society tells us to be. So has anyone made it? We laugh at the people playing the lottery. They're crazy, wasting all their money to play lottery. No chance of winning. So what are our chances of succeeding in this way? Has anyone succeeded? So we're just as crazy, even crazier. To waste our life trying to be something you can never be. So this is why yoga, right? We have to understand why to do the practice. Nowadays, everything is superficial. Everything is superficial. Look at me. Look at what I can do, trying to prove something. The yoga is completely superficial. But this isn't a message of despair. This is a message of hope. But we have to clearly investigate and examine if this path can lead me to being myself. If the path of striving and trying and not good enough and huffing and puffing and pushing, then, and the goal is over there, can I make it? Because if we're on the wrong path, then we have to change the paths. It's not, we have to know very clearly. If we can get there, then for sure, go that way, please. But if it's the wrong way, then immediately we have to reorient. And then the good news is that the goal is not over there. Your real self, your best self, your true self is not over there. It's here and now, in this moment. It can only be here and now. It can't be over there. And it's natural. You're already that. It's not something is missing. Nothing is missing. It's just disconnected. Like you have this stereo, you're trying to set up the stereo in the game console, you plug into the wrong things, no sound, no image, but everything is there. It's you have to plug the thing in the correct holes, not like recalibration. But you're already at home, you're already yourself, but it's not yet blossom. And so this is why we're doing this practice like gardening, in order to blossom into yourself moment to moment. Because the goal of life, purpose of life, is not over there. The purpose of life is here and now. You're living your purpose each moment. The purpose of life is each moment, each interaction, each sight, each day. Each day is the purpose. You're living that purpose. You are an embodiment of life, of the purpose of life. You yourself are the purpose of life. It's not some like secret message that's hidden and locked away something. Find my purpose. What's my purpose? You have to live that each day. And it's such an incredible adventure and discovery to be in your purpose. That life has a meaning. I don't feel like, my purpose is hiding somewhere in the past or the future or something. So this is a message of hope. Not hope, not even hope. Joy, the celebration. Right? Either life is a war or a celebration. It's actually the same. The war, it's a different type of dance. Anyway, there's a dance. One dance I call fighting, the other dance I call celebrating. But it's the same dance. It depends on my vision. So all that we need to do is to tune, to filter the vision, and then we see everything clearly as it is. Okay, question time. Yeah, so the word spiritual is very dangerous, because then we think we have the regular life and spiritual life. We start to cut life into 2 or 3. I have my work life, my private life, my family life, my fun life, my spiritual life, and we become fragmented in 1,000 pieces. Right? There's one life. To be in that one life is what is spiritual. Right? That integration of everything is spiritual. But as soon as we talk spiritual, people think about change their clothes, put on the spiritual clothes, talk in a spiritual tone of voice like this. That's dangerous. When people think of yoga, they think of like hippies playing in the park with their feet in the dirt like this. Right? They don't think of these postdoctorate scientists who are delving deep in a very deeply methodical and precise way under extreme scientific investigation. So there's complete misunderstanding of everything, actually. Our life now is so fragmented. So the fragmentation is what we need to integrate. So that integration of everything is spirituality. But then it feels like something separate, like something different, something special. But actually it's the ordinary life, like the tree growing is spiritual, the sun shining is spiritual, the river flowing and the fire burning is spiritual. But to say that, then it's the words, it becomes, we get caught in the mind now, oh, the spiritual people, and those are not spiritual people or something. So that's why it's dangerous. Complete misunderstanding now. But what spirituality is, what yoga is like an army, that level of army training, that methodical, focused, deep, precise investigation. This is why we say it's science. This is why we say it's not like spirituality, like it's a biology, chemistry. This yoga is chemistry. That's what we call alchemy. Alchemy because it's happening inside. Like you combine different ingredients in the scientific experiment, and then you have the result. It's precise. It's not like a frou-frou, like this. You see, this is why now the words are very challenging. Even yoga, yoga has been polluted. It's such a dirty word now. Yoga. What is yoga? Yoga is a state of being, that state of wholeness, a state of being, the state of yoga, to be in a state of yoga, the state of wholeness and oneness, of integrated presence and aliveness. Secondary meaning of yoga is the path for arriving at that state. There are four major paths, right? One is the jnana, path of the mind, transcending mind, bhakti, path of the heart. Then we have karma yoga, path of service, and then we have raja yoga, or tantra, kriya yoga, which is the path of effort. Three of those paths, there's no physical practice, no asana. Of these four paths, the physical practice is one tiny part of this whole toolbox which is needed. But now yoga is just separate from this whole, the presence, alive, everything. You take this one little superficial part and make a whole big show out of it and call that yoga. You see, how can we? It's so far away. For years I'd saying this, and then I just stopped talking about it altogether because nobody can understand it. So the yogis are scientists. Highest level. Most scientists are actually only doing it for money or for fame. So this is also not a real scientist. For pride or for this or that. Nowadays. In the past, before, of course, the scientists were also linguists, translators, artists. Right now, separating science and art is also insane. Terrible. Now we're all specialized in nothing. Everyone has a little tiny fragment of nothing that there's a speciality. So this is what I'm pushing against. If you combine certain chemicals, you get a certain reaction. This is fixed. These are the laws. So in the same way, what we're doing is in a methodical, precise way, like a science. People respect science. They don't respect the yoga. They don't respect spirituality in the same way. And religion is also, it's a whole trip. That which is religion, religare, to connect the self with the oneness. The same meaning as yoga. But religion was an esoteric, inner experience before. Now it's become, again, control. I mean, religion is to become just politics and control. Right and wrong, us and them. I'm right, you're wrong. Like a sports team, my team is the best. So we're living now in what they call the Dark Ages. People think that the Dark Ages were in the 1300s, 1400s when we had the plague and everything. Not claiming that was part of the Dark Ages too. But right now we're in the height of the Dark Ages, where everything is so shiny and beautiful, but inside it's completely rotten, completely empty. We have all this convenience, and we're so miserable. We have everything and more, and nothing is enough. No, you have to see. But this is the best time to be alive because it's so clear which way not to go. It must be the other way. Right? That's why in this time period, even a little bit of effort, you can make tremendous progress in the journey of the soul, this evolution of the soul. In minimal effort, you can make tremendous progress. Only in this dark ages, not in the golden age. The golden age, it takes thousands of years to make little progress. Now, in a few weeks, few months, few years, you can achieve the highest level in your soul's evolution. So dark ages is a wonderful time, but when it's the rainy season, you have to know, maybe you want to bring an umbrella. Take a raincoat with you where you go. So with the dark ages, we have to protect ourselves. We know this is it's coming from every direction, including from inside of myself. Everything is toxic. The water is toxic, the food is toxic, the air is toxic, relationship is toxic, family is toxic, everything has become toxic. Our own mind, everything is toxic. Everything, all we see everywhere, people lying, cheating, and stealing. All of the TV programs also lying, cheating, stealing, everything, everyone. So this is the dark ages. Everything is a misunderstanding. Okay. What about the urge to rationalize, analyze, assess, or even criticize? Can you explain how this might be helpful or not helpful? These are all functions of the lower mind. To the degree to which it's useful, go for it. But we've been doing this since the elementary school, middle school, high school. Where has it gotten us? Right, so continue. I mean, to whatever you like, continue to do that. I have no objection to anything. None at all. I don't even want anybody to follow this thing when I'm sharing. I don't care. If it's reasonable, if you find it that it's useful, then go for it. If not, then please drop it. But this we've been doing. This is a function of the lower mind. If this will bring you to peace and happiness, please, by all means. No, of course, we've been doing it so much, it's going to happen automatically. You don't need to try to rationalize and analyze and criticize and judge everything. No, it's happening automatically. That's why I'm focusing on the other end. That's why we need to put attention on the other side. This is already going on. Right? I'm for sure. All of you, I'm sure, went to high school and stuff, probably university, and are working, and you're using this all the time. So, but I can promise that if you are able to access that depth of grounding and presence, all of these things will also improve. We'll become more focused, more efficient, more creative, more sharp. And we don't need to waste all our energy continually spinning again and again, analyzing, regurgitating, reanalyzing, rethinking, replanning, like this. No. But the problem is that we're stuck in this mode and disconnected from the present moment. Oh, very beautiful handwriting. How do you stay connected when everyone around you, your friends, your family, people that mean a lot are so disconnected? I mean, the how is always the same. The how is you have to do your daily practice, right? Everyone around you sucks at basketball. How do you get good? You practice. You have to dedicate your time and energy and establish that within yourself. The question is more why? Why to stay connected? This is when you're connected. This is the ultimate. What do they call that? In the Christianity, they go at proselytizing, a missionary. You become a missionary of peace and truth for those around you. Because these people, everyone needs it. They need that. So when you're at home within yourself and peaceful and kind, then that gives the people around you permission to do that as well. So the question is not how. How I already explained how. You have to do the training, and then every day warm up and then tune. If it works for the sports players, the musicians, the artists, why wouldn't it work for being yourself? I can tell you that it does, but don't take my word. But the real question is then why? Why to do that? Right? Because this is the ultimate gift. This is the ultimate love that we can give others. Not telling people what to do, but by being deeply yourself, then everyone around you will benefit. So this is the ultimate act of selflessness, is to be yourself. But to neglect yourself and to push yourself to do it, this is selfish, because then deep down we have that disconnect, and then whether we know it or not, if at the core tuning is this kind of sadness and tension and frustration, but I put on this face and I say the right words, right? Still, there's a vibration that's carried in the thoughts, in the words, and my actions, which is coming from that core. That core. If that core is out of tune, then that fragrance, that tension is going to be expressed in all of my words and actions, even if I'm smiling and saying the right thing, right? You see? So what do we want to share with these people? Right? We need to establish that within yourself. If you don't have any water, if I don't have water, I can't give you water. You're thirsty. If I don't have the real love in myself, just the show, say the right thing and like this, but inside my heart, I don't have that love, how can I give it to you? How to turn the brain off to fall asleep. Yeah, tune. You have to tune. It's like comb your hair. You make your hair very smooth. You make your nervous system smooth. Where is your brain? Your brain is not just here. Your brain is going all the way down your spine, in your nerves, into your toes and fingers. Your brain is spread out through your whole body, in your cells and everything. So make it awesome. Make your breath awesome. Make your inner vibration awesome. Make your cells awesome. Make your spine awesome. When your nervous system becomes awesome, then immediately you lie down, you go to sleep. You wake up, you wake up. But you have to clean. Imagine you never clean your room. Never clean your room. Dirty dishes, rotting food, dirty clothes, everything thrown in piles everywhere. How do you feel when you come into your room? You feel like you can relax? You feel at ease? If you need something, can you find it? But instead, you take time each day, clean your room like that. Then you come into your room. So you have to clean your mind. Every day, clean your mind. Like you wash your clothes every day. Wash your mind. We make fun of people also, the hoarders. You know, hoarders. People who never throw anything out. Their home is filled with the trash and bags and everything. And we say, that's crazy. That's disgusting. But if we're to investigate, our own mind is like the hoarder. We're piles of trash everywhere, especially all the worst things ever. We keep so close. Our heart just filled with all the old stale emotions and everything. So clean your mind every day. Every day you take a shower. Every day you brush your teeth. But more important, every day clean your mind. How many times brush your teeth? Twice a day. Some people showers twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. How often should you clean your mind? Right? Until it's clean. And how you clean your clothes until they're clean. You don't have to clean them, so clean your mind. However long it takes. If it's possible, that's the thing. I'm saying these words. It sounds good. It sounds reasonable. But you have to see it. Is it possible? You have to believe it. You have to experience it. If you experience it, then you believe it. Clean your mind. I clean my clothes. My clothes smell good. They feel fresh. It feels good. So okay, I clean my mind also. It sounds reasonable. But you have to experiment. You have to find out. You have to. Then you have to take responsibility. Part of the daily hygiene. It's part of our responsibility, right? Okay, we clean our clothes and brush our teeth and we put on the face. But Is it enough? This is only on the surface. This is a superficial level in order to get approval from other people. But in terms of the quality of our life, it's not about the clothing and the teeth. It's the cleanliness of your heart and mind. I have pressure on my forehead and sometimes my eye sockets. I'm having a difficult time relaxing that area. Any suggestions? Some pressure here is good. We're not used to, really our brain also like an antenna. We have different plates of the skull that are moving in different ways as we think, or different tension in terms of thinking, remembering, etc. is affecting there's a subtle movement in craniosacral, biodynamic craniosacral, they're tuning the rhythm of the plates of the skull and the brain is very complex. And so we need to shift the way that we're functioning neurologically. And so a little pressure is good, but what to do? One thing, everyday self-massage. Self-massage, massage your head, massage the back of your head, massage the top of your head. You can bang your head. You can take different oils, medicated oils, massage your head, massage your forehead. There's all kinds of massage for your face and your jaw. Right? Massage, definitely. Regular massage. Massage yourself and get massage from others. Because of our way of life, we're so tight and stuck. Then tapping. I'm sure some people have heard of tapping. Whole science of this EFT, tapping. Also very good for the eyes. There's eye yoga. There's a whole science of eye yoga. Different exercises you do for your eye. Eye yoga is brain yoga. It's working with the brain. Everything is a brain. Then different things you can put on your eyes, like cucumber, this, that. Light therapy. Light therapy, very good. Sound therapy, very good. Working with the elements, go into the water, float in the water. Be in the water. Sun gazing, also nice practice. Moon gazing, forest bathing. Clean your eyes. There's very good Ayurvedic remedy, the very thick drops you put in your eyes, wow, and they're tearing, or sananga. For those who know South America, you have sananga. Also, I have some of the, anyone wants to try that every week, I have these drops from India. You put in your eyes, medicated oil, thick black goo, and wow, it's like you can see for the first time. We have so much, not just like dust and toxins and stuff, but all the emotions and thoughts are become stuck in your eyes. First, our eyes become like a dagger. We're like cutting everything into pieces instead of a soft and gentle, loving eyes. Our eyes are like we're trying to, cut through and to kill everyone and everything. And so there's so much we can do with the eyes and with the brain. Oh, another thing, really good one, Shirodhara. Shirodhara. This is an Indian. Much of this is from India, right, where you have the slightly heated medicated oil that you drip on this third eye point. Wow, melts your brain away. And good news is I brought a Shirodhara pod back. We used to offer this in the old campus for a year, 2017 to 18, Shirodhara. Wow, melts your brain. And nervous system. There are many things you can do. Many things you can do. Technique or mantra to find your center or stay connected with your center when in social environments or parties. Yeah, good one. So when you learn to swim, generally, you learn to swim in a small pool, right? Not in the ocean where there are big waves in a storm. So you train how to swim in the pool until you're very good at swimming in the pool. Then when you get in the ocean, no problem. So the same way is you need to do the training under safe conditions, right? That's why I recommend every day at your home, not in the yoga studio. Very difficult to be centered in a yoga studio. There's always looking around, comparing, and you don't know what's coming next. Like, which posture? Oh my God, am I doing it right? Before you know it, they're on to the next one. Oh my God, Right? And again, it's a good workout. It's nice community, nice challenge, right? But it has nothing to do with establishing your center. So you have to first do the training until it becomes a habit. Habit, it has to be a habit, not a, oh, shoot, did I remember to be centered? Oh my God. It can't be, it's not a plan. You do it again and again until it requires effort to not be centered. Right, like in sports, you hit the ball, the forehand, but it always goes into the net. So what do you have to do? You train again and again until the form, it becomes automatic. It becomes a habit. You'd have to forcefully try to hit the ball out. In the same way, you must make a habit to be grounded and centered in your breath, in your heart. Now, on top of that, then when in social environment, you can, before going in, you can put on a force field. Cover yourself with the light, with the ball of light. You can chant internally anytime, anywhere, anyway. It's better to be chanting. If we're not chanting, then our mind is just making a mess. Right? So the mantra is like a chew toy that keeps the mind contained, the energy contained. Otherwise, ooh, what are they thinking, or like that. We spin out about, and it's useless. Useless. So we can chant any mantra, it will work. But again, you want to have a relationship with that mantra. It's not just like, okay, like some people would always say, I've heard the breath is good for when you feel stressed out or upset. But the point is, if you haven't worked with it, if you're not already familiar and it's part of you, then you can't just grab it in that moment and it's going to work. You see? So this is environment, there's lots of people in this. So you can't just like, okay, pick it up all of a sudden. It has to be part of your life. You have to establish that as part of your life, and then it will serve you wherever you are. How is the yoga of awareness can be helpful for someone who is homeless or suffering from war? So to be present is the foundation of life. Right? To be rooted, it's like to be grounded and rooted, it's like a plant that has deep roots. Those deep roots are going to help in the time of drought, the roots will help. In the time of the flood, the roots will help. In the time of the sun, in the time of the winter, the summer, whatever. To be rooted, to be connected, to be in that aliveness will help in whatever conditions that you're in. With everyone, and it will help with everything. To be in tune. If the instrument is out of tune, then whatever you play will be wrong. Even if you master, like a master pianist, but the piano's out of tune, no matter what you play, it will be wrong. So this we're talking about to be in tune. Yoga of awareness, presence, all this is about being in tune. So to be in tune is the foundation. Everything else is on top, is built on that foundation. Otherwise, you have no foundation. Whatever you build is going to fall down. You see, it is a question of, is it useful to have a strong foundation? That is essentially the question. We must have a strong foundation. Because the war, right? The war is not outside, the war is inside also. Yeah, okay, they're fighting everywhere, but especially inside. The homelessness is not just outside, it's inside. Is this homelessness? Where is my home? Who am I? Where should I go? What should I wear? What should I say? What should I do? What should I eat? Who should I like this? You see, that's the homelessness. The war is inside. The homelessness is inside, not just outside. So we need the roots. When you're rooted in yourself, when you're rooted in this moment, then everything will grow from that point. How can I make meaningful connections if my goal is to let go of all attachments? Goal. Well, that's not mean. No, you can't let go of attachments. When you become present, the attachments fall away by themselves. If you're trying to let go of attachments, then you're attached to your attachments. You're attached to letting go of it. You're attached to the idea of not having attachments. You can't let go of attachments. But instead, when you bring your energy back here and now, and you're focused on what's here and now, the attachments fall away by themselves. If you have attachment, you can never make a meaningful connection because there's always expectation. I want this from that person. They should be like that. I should be like this. This, you see? So there's no meaningful connection possible when you're living from the place of attachment. But you can't let go of your attachments. By trying to let go, you're just holding on, you're grabbing onto it. I should be less angry. I should be less angry. All the mind is doing is angry, angry, angry. Right? So we need to focus on what we do on. When you're living a meaningful connection, the attachments fall away by themselves. Because the beauty, how delicious it is to be peaceful. So what we need to focus on, not how to not be angry like that, how to bring that peace into my life, how to bring that joy into my life. The more that I focus on that, the rest falls away by itself. No, it's not by trying. You can't try to let go of attachment. By trying, then you're only reinforcing the attachments. But you need the goal needs to be present. Like a child attached to their blanket, thinking, how should I let go of my blanket? No. When we mature, then our energy goes somewhere else. The blanket falls by itself. So become attached to being present. Be attached to the present moment, and the rest will take care of itself. But in the present moment, there's no I. You see, that's the thing, though. It's not a story. And when you're truly present, there's no I. There's no mind. There's no one holding on to something. Okay, lightning round. Only 4. How to protect your own energy and stillness when surrounded by negative and draining energies. Yeah, that's why we do the practice. That's what we're, it's like, how can you, like when you're playing sports, like how can you score the goal when they're trying to keep you from scoring the goal? That's exactly it. That's what we're doing, right? It's not under the ideal conditions, there's no one there, I just run with the ball and get into the goal. This is it. This is the training. This is our classroom. Life is this, what we consider the obstacle is the path. And that's why it requires a high level of training and warming up in order to be able to meet that. If you don't do the training and you don't warm up, then you get onto the field and you're going to get crushed. And if you're not, and imagine you haven't warmed up, you haven't trained, and on top of that, you're not even present. You're thinking about like what you're going to eat later or what your girlfriend said to you before. You're thinking about the last game. You're going to get smacked around by life. And that itself is grace. That suffering is grace because it says, oh, I need to find a different way. So that's exactly the point. Exactly. This is advanced yoga. It's not at contortionists and acrobatics. It's that deep level of integration. And then instead of, again, it becoming a fight, like, haha, I'm going to fight them all away, it becomes a dance. It's a celebration. It's joyful. It's playful. That playfulness is the key. All of the great sages, all of the enlightened masters, none of them are serious. They're all so playful, all the time joking and laughing. How not to fall into old way of thinking critically. How to keep motivated to keep the yoga every day. First, you have to see, like I've been talking now, it has to become almost ridiculous not to do it. The same way that you wouldn't not brush your teeth. You wouldn't not wash your clothes. Imagine how to wash my clothes. Imagine you never wash your clothes. You're just dirty, disgusting, all that. We wouldn't do it. So it has to be, you have to see that it's as important as taking a shower, as important as eating food is tuning your body, heart, and mind. Right? That's one thing. Second is you have to have a precise, exact plan. Every day I do this and this and this. For example, I do the spinal sequence. Right? First I do this one and then this one for 1 minute. I have a timer. Then I do the next one. Then the next one. And then bam, 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 bam. There's no question, what should I do? Ooh, maybe this, maybe that. I don't know. What do I feel like? Da, da, da. No, you have a very specific, you make a commitment to do a very precise, exact training. If you have extra time, you can always do more. You can always do more. You can do what you feel like. Now everyone just wants to, yoga, just do what you feel like when you feel like. Take a class now and then, whatever you feel like. No, this is like training in sports, like training in the army. You make a commitment and you do exactly every day, exactly these ones, then the breathing. Okay, first one, second one, third one, you have a timer. Gradually extending. Then meditation, I commit 10 minutes. So I have the spinal sequence takes about 10 minutes. Breathing, 5 minutes. Meditation, 10 minutes. Put the timer 10 minutes. Done. Ideally at a fixed time every day. Best time, first thing when you wake up. Like taking a shower when you wake up, you feel alive. Experiment, you find out. If you do the practice, you drink coffee, you feel alive. You do this, you also feel alive. At the end of the day, also a good time. Good to take a shower at the end of the day, cleaning. You can do it even 10 minutes at the end of the day. Sun salutation 1 or 2 times. Breathing for 2 minutes, sit for 6 minutes. Enough. But it has to be planned. It has to be precise. It can't just be, oh, it would be good if I did some yoga. What should I do? I don't know. Maybe this one or a little of this or that. No, never, not impossible. It won't work. You have to, it has to be, that's why we recommend when you leave, 100 days challenge. Every day for 100 days. You make a plan and you implement it. It's not up to how you feel like, what you feel like. Even if you feel hungover or you're tired, you're sick, once you've done the practice 20 times, 50 times, 80 times, you drag yourself to your mat, you start it, you feel so much better immediately. Because this is biology. This is chemistry. We know we can't trust our own mind. Our own mind is all the time lying, all the time cheating, all the time wrong. You would never trust another person that's wrong like your own mind. So you have to make a plan and you have to just execute it. It's like a program. You're programming, reprogramming. 2. What to do when it seems like you're falling asleep during meditation. That's normal. It's normal during initial stages. You have to just keep going. Just you have the timer, beep beep, and then you go. That will go away after some weeks. Normally we're just, in our life we have 2 modes. Stressed out, going, and then zoned out. And zoned out on the phone is not relaxed. It's zoned out. Right? Eating, shopping, drinking, whatever. It's zoned out. We're not zoned out. We don't have the mode of to be present, to be at ease. And so when we close our eyes, anyway, and everyone is exhausted, beyond exhausted. We're overworked, overstressed, overstimulation. Everyone's exhausted. Everyone could probably use to sleep for a good week. You know what I mean? Just be somewhere nice. Like even just here, even if we didn't have a program, it's just to be in a beautiful space, eat some food and relax, everyone would feel so much better. No, the program actually, to deliver this program in 5 days is so ridiculous. I mean, there's so much that we have to communicate. It's impossible, right? So everyone's beyond exhausted anyway. So relax is good. But in meditation is a bit like getting in a rocket ship and going into outer space. Right? So the Earth planet has a gravitational field and different levels of the atmosphere. In order for the rocket ship to take off, right, it needs an incredible amount of fuel and a burst to pierce through those first layers of the atmosphere. Eventually it goes out beyond into zero gravity. Yeah? The ego, my ego, is like a planet. It has a condensing and a field around it, right? And so it requires an incredible amount of energy to pierce through that. And so first stage is sleepiness, second is dreaminess, then third one is restlessness, and fourth one is boredom. We'll pass through all of these before we can become free from the ego. And so it's one of the phases. Don't give too much attention. Don't worry about it. Even you fall asleep or get sleepy during the meditation, it's not like regular sleep. There's something else happening, something magical happening. So don't worry, not a problem, but it will go away by itself. Last one. When self is lost, it is like disassociation. How can one lose me plus I and all knowledge of it while still having a compass to guide the self? So, the compass is not the ego. The compass is not the mind. The compass is the existence itself. No, the cells themselves, like there's a knowing within existence. The compass is how does the tree know when to put its roots, when to grow? How does the tree know when to flower, when to fruit, when to blossom? Right? The compass is not the mind. The compass is not like a more complicated, like a supercomputer, like ChatGPT. Right? The compass is not by better calculations. The compass is by surrendering and relaxing back into the infinite intelligence of existence. Existence is the intelligence. Existence is the compass. And so the ego that gets caught in stories, identities, ideas, but the self is not, is free from all of that. The self is connected with the source of the universe. Like this, the soul. The soul is a small part of this. Like you have a big fire and a spark comes off the fire. So that spark from the fire is equal to the fire. So within us we have the spark. When your body, heart, and mind are in tune, then you can be in connection with the source, with the soul, with that spark. That spark is the compass. Everything will take place in perfect timing. This universe is a perfect timing. From the stars and planets and galaxies, everything in its place, right? For sure. We can't say, oh, that star should be over there or something like that. It would be ridiculous. We can say for sure, at the macrocosmic level, everything is in its place. At the microcosmic level, the cells and molecules, atom, everything is in its place. So in between also, everything must be in its place. So that compass, that timing is inherent within matter. But it's not for the individual. That's the thing. The compass is not for the individual. It's the wholeness. This is why there's a path of tuning, to be in tune with the wholeness. Then life is controlling. Am I beating my heart properly? No, life is beating my heart properly. Life is digesting the food properly. So we have to have a trust in the intelligence of life, the power of life. That life is the compass, not me, not I. I'm the one getting in the way. Something like that. Okay, enough words. Let's take a moment just to be quiet. Come back to center. Again and again and again. However many times it takes. Like picking up the pencil. You have to pick it up again and again and hold it properly. Eventually, you just can't not hold it properly. So you must do the same with yourself, with your spine, with your breath, with your heart. Hold your heart properly. Like holding the gun. You have to hold the gun correctly, or it's going to become dangerous for yourself and others. Hold your mind correctly. Not just like a hammer smashing everything around you as soon as it comes. Take it, bring it back. Come back to center. Again and again and again. Again and again and again. Again and again and again. Thank you for listening, everyone.